And then we opened up for Rush in Maryland.
Right,
I'm thinking, Stillwater and Rush? Really?
Well, not for that's for sure.
Hey, we opened up for the cars too.
Oh yeah.
Right. Some of the parents who
Anybody that played with us,
They were on the billboard.
That's REM opened up.
That's right.
God almighty.
All you had to do was open
All you
up
do
for
is you
us.
play with them, they go on to the top. We're like with an anchor. We're going down. Oh, but it was a great ride. Great ride.
I always thought it was kind of funny how Heck talked about we never really broke up though. He said the gigs just kept getting farther apart.
That's a good way to look at it. I like that.
Hey y'all, this is Chris Hicks and welcome to the Southern Rock Insider. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe and click the notification bell. It's time to rock Southern style. The Southern Rock Insider.
So as road stories go, confirm or deny this one maybe, one of the first trip out to Chicago with Charlie Daniels Band, the truck gets stolen? Is this
That's
a true
true.
story? Okay.
It was the album just got released. And Mind Better was popping everywhere, and we get to Chicago and it was with the Outlaws, and we were and the road crew was trying to find a place to put it was off of Lakeshore Drive, and they were trying to find a place to put our equipment truck, and the guys kept saying there's nowhere you could park it, but they would keep an eye on it. They did. So here we were, just come out, and we had all our stuff, and we even still had our old PA that we'd bought going on the road, still playing little stuff, had it all still in there, and I had my old set of 66 Ludwig that I had since I was like 10 or 11 or whatever it was. I was bummed out.
I bet.
But they stole the whole truck. They left the drum riser because it weighed 4 tons. And one of the road crew's tennis shoes. And they found it a week later. And then we sent the road crew up to get it. But we had to pull off the tour, come home, regroup. And I ran to Atlanta, got some those runs, and everybody got equipment, everything shipped in, trying to get it all ready so we could jump back out there because the album was popping, and Mind Better was like going haywire everywhere.
We couldn't support it.
And we were out there trying to do it, and so that was a long ride home.
I bet that was. Welcome to rock and roll. Go to Chicago and go.
It was the third date on this tour.
Yeah,
The night and 2 nights before we played in Austin. So we played in Austin, got the cars, and rode all the way up to Chicago.
Yeah.
And I can remember there was 4 of us in each car. And I was laying in the back seat with my feet crossed up against the windshield in the back seat sleeping. It's like it was brutal. Then we get to Chicago.
We were not big time rock and roll.
No,
we were like,
no.
we're gonna pinch this thing. Maybe one day we'll get a band.
They showed us a little country boy real quick when we brought all the equipment up there. They were like, boy, good. We can sell all this stuff. And we just about had it paid for.
It was.
PAs and all that stuff that we had.
That old cane
Which was,
board.
and it was, that was a long ride.
I bet it was a lot of late nights to pay for that on your own.
It was. That's what I told them. I said, I've done bought 19,000 sets of PAs and microphones and equipment, and I'm a drummer.
That's right.
But I did finally get me a set of drums.
The only thing that remains, I think, from that time is my guitar, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Rob had his guitar with him, and I had my guitar with me in the hotel. And we come out, and that was one thing that everything else was gone. CD's drums, PAs, box guitars.
We should have known something because I think the night before maybe, Melissa Manchester's bus got broken into. And didn't we get there kind of early because we had to do radio interviews or something?
Yeah, we did. WLS.
Yeah.
And we went out to see somebody that blew. I think we went and saw somebody walk back. And we got the motel, it was Holiday Inn, and we got there. I think about 2 in the morning, and it was still there. So between 2 in the morning and whatever time we got up,
Gosh, man.
and it was gone.
It was out. It was gone. So if anybody knows, there's a white Marine set from 1966 London.
I'd have a market lamp back.
Just call me.
We played with Elvin a lot. Elvin Bishop did a tour with Elvin. He was a lot of fun. I mean, he was just wide open back then, and we were kind of like just hanging out with him. That was pretty neat.
Elvin and Johnny V playing that double.
and played with Charlie, and we got lucky.
Charlie, yeah.
When we first started, after the truck got sold, we got back together, and they wanted us to go out with Charlie, and we did for about a year. Charlie was remarkable to us. He just took care of us, took us
Road
under
crew,
his
the
wing.
musicians, we all jammed. Like
Everybody was great.
they'd come out and jam with us.
Yep.
And Mikey and Rob go jam with them.
Everybody, you did too?
Yeah, we
All
out
of
in
us.
San Francisco. Yeah, we done the East Coast with Charlie, and then we done the West Coast, and it was just phenomenal. And then we done some dates with the brothers out in Texas,
Yeah.
and done some stuff with Rhythm Section. I think
Well,
we done
just about anywhere, everybody. Play with
I
Florida.
think they threw a dart. They said, "They'll go there. Let's let them play."
Yeah.
You know, we were pretty cheap.
Miami one night in New York the next.
That's right, baby.
Wait a minute, guys.
That's right. Slow it down.
You know,
But we have some good
Oh,
shows.
Yeah, I think it was good. They said, "Our guys are tough. They can make it anywhere."
they got a dartboard in the USA. They cut the lights up, throw a dart, and hit it, and that's where you're going.
That's right. And then we open up for Rush in
that's
Maryland.
right,
yeah.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
Stillwater and Rush? Really?
Well, in our crowd, that's
Who
for
was
sure.
the-
Hey, we open up for the cars too. in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Some of the
yeah.
parents who
Yeah.
Anybody that played with us,
They were on the billboard. Brother
There's
magazine.
REM opening up for us
REM,
in
that's
Athens.
right.
I said, God almighty.
All you had to do was open
All you
up
do
for
is you
us.
play with them, they go on to the top. We're like an anchor. We're going down. Oh, but it was a great ride. Great ride.
Well, I'm sure here with the Southern Rock Insider today with Sebie Lacey, Rob Walker, Mike Causey from Stillwater.
We came back in this studio, I think it was 98,
I think you're right.
and
That's good, Mike.
we had some songs, no kid, we had some songs that we had done with Rodney
At
up
Studio
in
One.
Studio One, and we gone up there and there were demos, and trying to find a deal after Capricorn folded. We were doing some demos and wanted to kind of see what we could get with some other folks. And in '98, we decided to come in here. Rob was in the Air Force. We came in here for about 2 weeks. He might have been home.
Yeah, that's it.
And
That's it.
we had some other songs that we worked on and
Finished up.
finished up. So we put all that together. And Roddy came down and we worked on that and did that here. Did it about 2 weeks, and then he remixed everything. And we just put that out, sold it locally, just paid for it.
Well,
That's
somehow
all
I
we
got
did.
over-
Did a good job, though.
Yeah,
Which
it
became
worked
out
out.
running free, right?
Yeah, came out running free, and I love the way it sounded. I mean, that thing was, I liked it a lot, and we just sold enough around here to pay for it.
You know, I listened to Running Free not long ago. It preserved that Stillwater sound. You still had it, a little bit later on.
Yeah.
And life and all, maybe writing wise and all. Yeah, it sounded like the band I remembered though. So I know this question kind of is hard to answer sometimes, but when you think back through the years and you think Stillwater, what one song resonates to you more than the rest of them, if there's such a song?
Gosh, that's wild. I don't know.
To me, we have second album. I didn't get a chance, but Women would have been I thought we're gonna be a
Great
killer
song,
song.
yeah.
I've always loved the tones and the guitar and just everything. Ball playing keyboards, his little, his stuff, and I mean just the vocals itself.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
that.
You did a great
I
job.
mean, just everything worked out. I thought the sound on that
Yeah.
record,
Yeah, it
for
was
some
good.
reason sounded different. You know what I mean?
It was really clean.
Yeah, it was just
Yes, it
good.
was. Yes, it was.
We just had a little neat, thing. It was it's different than shuffles. You know what I mean? It just, and
We had put that second album out, and kind of excited. They pulled Reserve the Right off, Reserve the Right, name of the album, and kind of put it out there. And it was, it was what it was, us jamming some and playing. But Women was, that was going to be the single.
Yeah.
So we were excited because that did sound different, especially back then.
Oh yeah, it had all the elements of a radio hit, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the vocals, the Sebie's vocals, and just everything sounded good. And so we were I was excited about that being a hit or doing well on the radio. And then we got the call about a month later. And the record company came up and padlocked it, so that was kind of like, well, what we do from here?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, in those years, you know, when things, I remember the feeling of kind of a door had closed, it seemed like, but you guys would still get together every year and have a reunion, I guess you would, and have some friends come out and jam, and would sound just as good every year as you ever did for many, many years. You guys still do that? You have any plans to do that in the future? Or?
Yes, I mean, we've been doing it up till the pandemic hit, you know, because we used to do it at Whiskey River for all those years, and then that kind of eased, and we done some at the Crazy Bull here in Macon. But we've been trying to, you know, one of Robin's had raised money for our museum down there, and we kind of been donating, helping there, and that's turned out really well. And then actually we played a couple of little dates down in Tifton and stuff like that. You know, us and Wet Willie done a little show down there. So we're still available if you want to call us. But give us a little heads up now. It's been a while since
those things were fun. They were a lot of fun because, you know, we hadn't got together. We get together once a year, and the first couple of years is not that difficult because you kind of still remember everything. But at 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, you start, what did I play? You know, and it gets a little tricky to play.
And listen, if you have a layoff in between it, like a year or 2 years, that's when it really gets tricky. But I mean, we would always get together. David would fly in from Colorado, and then we'd meet at Mikey's place, and we'd sit out there and we'd run through the set.
Hit it the next
David being the drummer that played with you kind of his name is David. So here we are, guys. We're going to take that time machine back again and kind of tell me what it was like when the band decides to kind of call it quits, or however you want to call that, and you absorb back into private life. What was that like for you guys? How did that transition take place?
That was something else.
That was tough.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, you know, because we've always, I guess, depended on each other. We've been together for so long. And you always, you know, had a road crew's been with us as long as we were together, you know, and you have that little connection, and then here you are, you're out there all alone, and just thinking, okay, all right, I dropped out of college. My resume has got R&R, rock and roll. It doesn't go much further than that. So what am I going to do? And so wound up, and I was going through a divorce. At that time, I had a 2-year-old. Sebie was 2 then, and so it was. I think I had a buddy, and I think he laid carpet, and so I helped him. I changed his name to Rock and Roll Carpet Service. And while I was doing that, and then people come in, they said, "What are you doing in this house?" I said, "Trying to make it, man. Trying to make it." Mikey be up in the ceiling blowing his insulation. He was with an insulation company. But those were trying times. We made it through that.
Yeah.
Just kind of life moved on. I remarried, and a friend of mine had a business, and I went on the road selling for them for 3 or 4 years, and then I got into a family business, and now I've kind of done that. Then I kind of got into some building with another friend, and we built a shopping plaza. So life's been good. I'm still here.
You're doing good.
Got my friends.
That's
And
right.
you know what's amazing about us? If you look at it, we're probably the only ones that's got most of the real members alive and still able to play together.
That's a blessing.
That's
you know, we always said that was if we that way we'd keep it. If we couldn't make it, you know, he couldn't come home or David couldn't come home, we wouldn't do the show.
Right.
We just because we wanted that when we done it, we wanted it to sound good, you know. So, but anyway,
that's the biggest blessing because we're all just about all of us are here. Most bands.
yeah,
Unfortunately, they've lost a lot of members, and we still like each other, and we still, you know, hang out, and it's just, that's a big blessing, you know. And it's, we didn't break up because we didn't get along, because we got along great, and the music was good, but it just, times changed, and it was, you know, the Southern thing, it kind of died. We had beat our, you know, run up down the road. It was kind of after a while, you got tired.
You guys come full circle, maybe the same local boys that you always had.
Yeah, tell them now. You got. I told my story. You went in there.
I decided that I was going to join the Air Force because a friend of mine, Randy Blatterman, I'd met him, a guitar player out there at the band in the Air Force Reserve Band. You know, it said, you know, if you're ever interested in playing guitar in the Air Force, and I was kind of like, well, you know. let's see how it goes. And so, I was so old at the time. I was like 28.
Wow.
I was old for the Air Force for active duty.
Yeah.
And so they they said they could get me an age waiver once I did the audition. They said, if we wait for a while, So I ended up doing that, and I always thought it was kind of funny how Hick talked about we never really broke up though. He said the gigs just kept getting farther
apart. That's a good way to look at it. I like that. I like
That's
that.
right. Robbie done his time in the Air Force.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
I
right.
came back every year.
I'll never forget one year I was coming home for Christmas and I was driving home from Atlanta and you guys were on, I think it was Shack FM, the radio station at the time, was playing a lot of the old stuff. And you guys are live on the air talking about your Whiskey River show. You start naming off people, Tim Brooks, and you name my name too. And I thought I hadn't even made it home yet. And it was great to hear you guys inviting me to the show. And, Stillwater, besides being a great band, just a bunch of good guys and some of our guys, the local guys from Warner Robins, for Christ's sake.
That was one of my favorite memories of doing the old Whiskey River things when I can remember you and
Bruce Whitten would usually
Bruce
come
Whitten
out,
would
right?
come out.
Tim Brooks.
Y'all get up there and play.
Right. After a great Stillwater set, they would invite people to come up, and everybody looked forward to it every year. It's annual Stillwater fix, if you will.
It was a good Christmas present.
It was good time. It was like a family reunion.
Yeah.
Everybody would be in town. That's how it kind of develops, 'cause, we all come home for Christmas, and I said, dang, we're all here, we'll just play. Bam.
Yeah, got to be an annual thing, yeah.
And you were just a young man.
That's right.
You were playing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Chris Hicks with the Southern Rock Insider today. We've been with Stillwater, guys. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you. Rich.
And much love to all three of you and the rest of the guys too. And we appreciate you having time to sit down with us today.
Thank you very much for having
Appreciate
us.
it.
Thanks for watching this episode of Southern Rock Insider. Please hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you won't miss a single episode. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions for future episodes, please respond below, or you can email us at southernrockinsider@gmail.com. This is your Southern Rock Insider, Chris Hicks, and thanks again for watching.